Alright, opening up a new turn. The Matami got the initiative, fired off their left flank chariot wing, and oh, I haven't done the engaged combat yet, which I have to do. They did some exchanging fire up here. Down here they mainly rode by either this unit here shooting it up, well, some shooting there and then driving away, or this little conglomerate here drove by this poor infantry, which really can't do anything about it, and shot them up. This is going to be like the Mongol fights. I think you're going to see significant amounts of, just the mobile Mongol horsemen riding around shooting up the infantry. And that's what you see here. It's with the chariots. They're able to mimic that, and they don't have to worry, I guess, about the infantry being able to form up and really do anything about them. A couple more actions, yeah. Well, let's look at this side where the Mitanni continued. They got a momentum now. I'm kind of taking this out of order, but pulled away some of the chariots that had been kind of too close to the infantry, and they're turning them around for another pass. And likewise, kind of recharging some of the guys here. Ooh, I got a breakthrough here, and now I forgot to do the shock here as well, which I got to do. A little bit of missile fire up here, which is breaking up that line further, and these units getting routed over here. Over here, we're seeing the Egyptians streaming by and shooting up. Actually, the lead unit is gone now. It got sent over to that routed pile over there. I gotta take care of that one melee there. That's a runner unit that was able to charge up. It chased one chariot away, but that one had to stick. Well, what I didn't notice in that attack was there was a runner underneath that chariot, and yeah, it's still a rear attack, so it was kind of valuable, but they're now engaged because the chariot wasn't completely broken, and the runner actually that attacked wasn't broken. The one that was defending was broken and is going over into the casualty pile, which we're beginning to see here. The Egyptians are down to 61 route points, which is putting them far behind where the Mitanni are. Alright, the Egyptians got a couple activations, one of them on this first division here, which managed to shoot away some of its opposition up here, and it's looking better. Pulled around. I also did a rally along with that. They didn't engage any new units. They were just firing or attacking units that already they were in touch with. And then we got the infantry wing, which marched forward, chased away some of the chariots. Got this one and this one, I think, that were chased away. And then slammed into a chariot here, which should actually be missile no now. It was missile low and fired once, and I forgot. And, well, it did okay there. They also destroyed the runner that I think was here, and that's going to be going into the casualty pile. Well, the Mitanni infantry center moved a little too close, just in range, and they could have held back a hex and still been in range to make attacks. Just in range to be hit by the fire and turn and run away maneuver that the chariots can do, and they all did that. The Pharaoh line just basically shot them up. Not a tremendous effect there, but the point is, most of these chariots are going to be able to withdraw from the fire. And what's more than just withdraw, they can take a parting shot as they're leaving too at 2 hex range, which means that infantry have a really tough time dealing with these, just as they would with bow-armed horsemen. There's just one more chit left, and that's going to be the Tommy 2 wing back here, which hasn't gone in a long time, obviously. Yeah, and I didn't want to let him go, so I tried to trump in with the Pharaoh, and he rolled an 8, which is a little too high. That means Mitanni are going to get their momentum chip back and still be able to make this slicing attack across the rear of this Pharaoh's chariot division here. And they managed to just slash the end off that. There was one chariot they targeted to begin with because it had some firepower, and it took about half the division to wipe that out, driving by, shooting, and they took some damage too, no question. And then nothing but runner infantry, and there's still one left here, but those are very easy to hit, lighter armor, so they actually knocked a couple of them out, one over to here and one into the dead pile. And now we have a momentum check, and let's see if we can get it. I don't know who's going to take it. It looks like it has to be their lead division, and they're going to get it, so they'll be able to do something maneuvering these around still. And the net effect at the end of that is, ooh, I haven't done this engagement yet, and they do get to swing back. I got to reform these units, made some attacks, pushing through this guy here near the hole, just running through. And I'm out of command now, but I can swing around and try to join this, the rest of this command. Probably want to do something with him. I think that helps me. Did some recovery as well with these two units. They were out of range of any missiles that could hit them, I think. I'm not sure. Now I do, yeah, I have to handle that one combat. That's not going to go well for the Mitanni, and it certainly did not go well. They died in the battle and fled the field. Recovered all the low missile markers except this one where they're engaged. Over here, they weren't in any trouble because of, this is just infantry facing them, so they can't fire at them. Back here, the Mitanni forces were again facing infantry. What archers there are out of range from the units that we're recovering. Well, the first two activations here were for the Egyptians, the two cavalry, or the two chariot wings. One of them just turning around, the other one engaging in some light missile fire over here, and all with that one unit that's out of ammo now. I did these kind of limited activities because I wanted to rally units, and I've managed to rally a couple of the Egyptian units there, both from the wing over here. And well, let's see what we get next. We got an Egyptian momentum. They're getting a lot of actions at once. Of course, that means the Mitanni are going to get a lot of actions at once too, probably. And the Egyptians succeed with their momentum, and you can see they sliced across with this chariot force, largely hitting here. Oh, I haven't taken care of these. I keep forgetting to take care of the shock attacks because they seem so unimportant comparatively. But I got a couple of shock attacks going in here with runner infantry involved, hitting some of the chariots here. But these have also sliced across the infantry front, and then I've moved my own infantry up and I'm launching an attack there. Kind of a sporadic combination, really I think very risky, because what we're going to see is the Mitanni infantry trying to march up, but I may trump them. The Mitanni activation sliced through those couple of chariots, killed all the runners, well, sent them back to the standard, killed one of the chariots though, and now we have another action there. The attacks were somewhat successful. You can see some piercing, and they actually dislodged where they hit as well. We've got the 3rd Egyptian Division. That's the infantry side. Ooh. Well, they kind of got to launch them, but here's the problem. I kind of don't want to, because I want to do a rally action before these things get another shot to go. This is, I don't know what I would hope for. I've used up pretty much all my actions except the Pharaoh himself. I think launching the infantry is a mistake at this point. They're kind of at risk here, but I don't know what to do with them. I don't know. Jeez. This is just ugly. So importantly, the momentum attack for the Mittani failed. They didn't get to launch this yet. And then their infantry attack I am trumping, and that was successful. So we're going to be able to maybe slice up the infantry or drive down across the chariots. I'm not sure which. Oh man, caught myself cheating again here. The Pharaoh's units that he rallied, I forgot to put little rally markers on like you would in any Great Battles of History game, but because the mechanics are a little different in this game, it's easy for me to lose track of what I'm doing, and I don't know, I just removed the route markers, and I've done that a couple of times. Anyway, he launched, with that trump, he launched his attack actually against everything, kind of against the chariots here, combination of bow fire and some assaults. The assaults actually, all the runner infantry are gone, but he took out some chariots too. And then over here slamming in, drove some infantry. You see the route pile for the Mittani is getting quite large. The reason is it's this leader. Well, I got to get a leader back there to start rallying stuff, and all the leaders kind of have better things to do. They're not really interested in being near the standard, but I left the standard back there, and somebody ought to be moving it around or rallying troops or something. Anyway, what that means is they have a lot less forces on the field, and if I was cheating for them, they'd probably be doing pretty well too. Anyway, we got some significant points to move around. One of the problems with making a trumping decision is, well, you got to kind of assess just how much damage you're going to take if you don't make it. In this case, the Mittani did not choose to trump in when the Pharaoh got his main division moving, and he was able to slam in and piece up some of these chariots. I'm not sure. The way I've been doing it is if a combined runner chariot moves up, I'm not allowing the chariots to run away from that. I don't know if that's reasonable because, in a sense, the runner-chariot combination has a movement allowance of 6 as a combination. But the chariot itself is something you can't run away from. So I haven't been allowing them to run away, but I think maybe they should be allowed to. In which case, of course, these runner-chariot combinations wouldn't be able to catch the chariots as often. And then over here we have some attacks that went through, hitting some missile units here, and I had to turn that towards it, and I think I didn't take the shot there. That was due him. Oh, he's breaking too. And he'll be routed. And I've got a lot of routed units back here. Basically, more than I've got little routed counters for, which is why you're seeing them kind of staggered on pieces. Anyway, we got an engaged fight going on here, bringing a chariot back into command back here so I can at least rally it or something. But overall, this whole flank has pretty much dissolved, and the only real question is, can that infantry smash forward? Got some serious losses here too, another 11 points worth of Mittani losses, Mittani losses. 8-11. They're down to 33 versus 40 there. And our last check is this wing, which is going to slam into the infantry down here. We'll see how that works. And the final Mittani wing slams in, breaks up some of the light infantry that I had over on the edges here, and also traded some shots back here, some recuperation in the rear area that back there. That's the end of this turn. Not sure what to say about it. I've got a little bit of bookkeeping to do. For example, this guy loses his no missile. This guy loses his as well.